Hi, I'm Phil Morrison. Welcome to a very cold Driftworks. It's currently the day before New Year's Eve. It's pretty quiet here. I'm working by myself on, surprisingly, one of my car projects. And I figured it'd probably be a pretty good opportunity to give you something that you've been asking for quite a while. A few people have asked for a roundup of all of my project cars, what cars I own at the moment, and what's going on with them, what I've been up to this year. So let's go have a look through the M3 CSL, the 964 Turbo, the E30 M3, I'm having to look in the camera to see what's behind here, the Impala, 64 Impala, W86, S15 Silvia, Chevy Minaj somewhere over the back there, the V10 M3, Audi RS6. I'm going to start with the GT3 outside, because that's my daily driver at the moment, but I will also update you on what's going on with the one that everybody wants to know about, and that's the GT1 inspired Murcielago project. So there's some good news with that one. I do have a few extras that I haven't mentioned as well. So this is James's, who is my business partner, James Robinson. This is his ex-Palmer Sport E92 M3. Very nice car. He made this, or modified this. They look pretty horrible as standard, the spoilers do. But yeah, nice car this. We put a few carbon bits on it. Interior, you'll have to excuse the one bucket seat because I've been using that to trial something. But yeah, interior is very cool, very racy, very carbon fibre-y. And yeah, this super reliable, super quick on track. James actually hasn't been driving it very much this year, despite having done quite a few track days. He decided to join the 200 horsepower club and get a Renault Clio. So this has pretty much been parked up. He's occasionally used it to commute into work and back, but it's not actually seen that much action this year. So, 1 Riviera Blue 9972 GT3. And this is a car I bought about 7 years ago, I think, something like that. Sold it and then got the opportunity to buy it back from the gentleman this year. Jumped at the opportunity and yeah, back in my possession. The guy who I sold it to him with it was quite heavily modified. It was on Olin's TTX coilovers, loads of trick stuff on it, and he put it back to standard. Basically, they were a reasonable amount of money as kind of a collector's car these. So when I bought it back, I've started to put a few of my bits back on and a few changes here and there. We've got the Strass forged monoblock wheels, front and rear. And I've put some Pilot Sport 4S's on, because I actually use this on the road quite a lot. They are superb tyres. The anodised centre lock nuts, which I'm not too sure about. I'm probably going to put those back to stock, to standard. Inside, you have to excuse the mess. I do the shopping in this car. It is a Club Sport, genuine Club Sport, carbon seats, and pretty stock inside. But yeah, very nice place to be. A lot of fun to drive, and this is actually my choice of daily driver at the moment, despite it being winter and despite having an Audi RS6 on winter tyres. This is just such a lot of fun. Even when it's pretty icy, cold and horrible, this is just an absolute riot. So love this car. One of the big things I've done is fit, you have to excuse the dirt, this incredible Klein Innovation Inconel exhaust. Now Klein were absolutely superb with me, because I'm quite particular about many things, as many of you long-time subscribers will probably know. But yeah, I was really fussy about where I wanted the exhaust tips to stick out. They stuck out a little bit too far for me when I first got the exhaust from them, and they had it back. I sent it back to them. They've modified it, and now it is absolutely perfect. So very chuffed with that. That's probably about it for this one. So I guess it probably makes sense to have a look at one of the other slightly, normal cars. You have to excuse the mess. We're having a load of building work done here, and the workshop is a right state. So yeah, onto the CSL. An M3 CSL was top of my dream car lists for a very long time. During my ownership of the V10 M3. I could never afford a CSL at the time, and I kind of tried to build something that was as special. Ended up getting rather carried away, etc., etc. with the V10. But yeah, this is a car that I always dreamt of owning. Never thought I'd get the chance. Absolutely love it. It is not particularly modified because you just don't really need it with these. It's on some Bilstein PSS 10 coilovers, I think, which I think are too soft. If I do much more track work in this, I would change that because, yeah, they're not really performance-y enough for me. They're a bit blamongy. It's got massive Alcon front brakes. We recently fitted a 3.91 final drive with a Carbonetics plated LSD. And, yeah, it's not really a lot to see in this. Locked at the moment, so have a look in there. Just a nice, tidy, standard-ish CSL. So one of the favourite cars of the channel, my 964 Turbo, which is a Promo Deck car, which had the bodywork done, the wide body kit done at RWB headquarters in Japan. And this was built in 2008, and I bought it in, oh God, coming back now, 2018 maybe? Plenty of videos on the channel about this, including one of me collecting the car. And I've done quite a lot to it since getting it back to the UK. Most recently, what have I been doing? Not that you see much in an engine bay here. I'm going to point down here, but you can't see it. Most recently, it's got, I fitted a 8374 Borg Warner turbo to it. Made a nice new intake for it, a load of other stuff. I am currently not doing a great deal with this because it has zero heater. There is no heater at all in the car, and that makes it kind of horrible to drive over winter. So I probably will get stuck into doing some of the work that I need to do to this to actually complete it, because now I've got the massive turbo on it, I need a huge intercooler making. I'm going to custom fab one with, find somebody to help me with that one. I've got big injectors for it. I've got drive-by-wire system. It's currently on Motec M4 management, but I'm going to change that to something more modern that can do the drive-by-wire. Possibly Haltech. That seems like a bit of a theme here at Driftworks at the moment. And if Jay knows how to use it, it'll be very helpful when it comes to getting this thing set up. But yeah, still looking as lovely as ever, thanks to high caliber detailing. I mean, I say that, but it is getting dripped on, so could probably do with a little wash. What else did I do? I did a carbon ceramic brake conversion kit on this car. So I made some very nice billet adapters to actually get these 991 GT3 calipers on the front of it and 997 GT3 carbon ceramic discs. So that's the front. Excuse me, there's not a lot of space here, but obviously, as with everything, there's loads of videos on the channel about everything to do with this car. Again, pretty simple inside, lovely place to be. Can't wait to get back out in this thing. My 64 Impala, which I'm going to have to stand back for you to have a hope of seeing because it's absolutely huge. Hasn't seen a huge amount of action, this car, because it has a, well, number one, it doesn't fit in my garage at home. I've only got a single garage at home, and yeah, this is massive. So it has to go on the driveway, which would be no problem if it wasn't for the fact that it leaked a bit of engine oil, which is a nightmare with a block paving driveway. I know, first world problems, eh? But yeah, this is a fake lowrider, because it's on air, because I'm old as f now. What have we done to this? If you don't know this car, bear with me a second. We did a 454 big block conversion into it. It is damn rowdy for the amount of traction it has through the skinny little tyres. But yeah, it looks fantastic. It's a bit of a 10-footer, this car. Don't look too close. It's not perfect, but it is a 1964 Impala, so, you know, it doesn't really get much better than that. Let's come around to a drift car. I am guilty of not doing much in the way of drifting this year. And yeah, lots of people give me shit for it. You know, this is the Driftworks channel. Where's the drifting? And yeah, I still really enjoy drifting. I'm just quite distracted by a lot of other stuff that's going on at the moment. It's been an extremely busy year, not only with stupid projects, mega projects and all sorts, but also with the addition of my baby girl, Hannah, coming to the world. So I've not had that much chance to do a lot of drifting. This thing, it's always been a little bit of a pain, this, with the SR in it. It is massively powerful. It's about 450 horsepower, which out of a 2 litre is, you know, it's asking a lot, but reliability-wise, the car's always been a bit hit and miss, and it has let me down a few times, which annoys the crap out of me, having put so much work and time into it with various people. I do have slightly dirty thoughts about K24 swapping this, which is a bit trendy at the moment, but the idea of high RPM, reliability and power sounds pretty appealing to me, but I'm not saying I'm going to do it. It's just one of those things that I think about. The actual last thing that I need right now is to be doing any more projects. Any more big projects, that is. But yeah, this is a very cool car. I absolutely love the way it looks. It's one of my favourite cars to look at visually. It's just a Vertex Ridge kit. Pretty nice place to be inside normally. Can you see in there? I have stolen the Recaro SPGs out of it for the E30 M3, but you know, I use that a lot more, so that's okay. What will I be doing with this? I probably will give this another go at a practice day in 2021, see what it's like, because the last time I fired it up it sounded like a bag of spanners, and then sort of make decisions from there. But yeah, looking forward to getting back out in this one. The other orange car, DW86, and this is my competition car. If you are new to the channel and you haven't seen how bonkers this thing is, I suggest having a look through some of the older videos. What have we done this year in this? Again, not a lot. We finally got round to fixing it after we had an incident at Tracks a year or so ago, more than a year ago, where we had a small fire down here of a brake hose popping and sending brake fluid over one of the manifolds. Lost the brakes. Finally got around to fixing that this year and celebrated fixing it with a burnout, of course, which you can see in one of the older videos. But yeah, this is a 7.4 litre LSX Gen V throttle bodies. It's a 454 steel block currently at the moment. It has RHS heads on it and Tony Mamo valve train. It is a strong engine, to say the least, and it's backed up by a Quaife sequential gearbox and a pretty simple interior, really. Not really a lot going on in here. Very complicated build, this. And I still absolutely love driving this thing. It still scares the crap out of me, even after 5 years plus having built it. But yeah, got to find something that's right to get it out for at the end of the day. I'm not really that into sort of small car park drifting with something like that. There's rumour of some proper tracks being used for drifting this year, so who knows, I might actually get off my arse and go and do some drifting in it. We will see. This one, the Toyota Hilux, known as the High Five. Known as a High Five because it is MX-5 turbo powered. And it's not only MX-5 turbo powered, it has full front MX-5 suspension and cross member, and the same at the rear. A lot of custom work doing this, building this car. This is again one of James's cars. Has this been out this year? I don't think this has been out this year. It might have had a little road trip at one point to have a remap. I can't remember whether that's this year or last year. Forgive me. But yeah, very cool car, and we should probably attempt to actually get this thing out to an event or two. It's great for sort of casual drift stuff, low speed, because it is not a particularly safe car. It's not caged, and the cabin is absolutely tiny. So I cannot drive this thing. I'm too big. Luckily James is a bit smaller than me, so yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, if there's something like, I think one of the last things we did was Goodwood retro rides or something like that. He had a lot of fun in this. So yeah, we should get it back out. Chevy Minaj 3500 HD. Still handling business, still doing what it needs to do, i.e. towing the big rig and collecting pallets from the airport when we need to. We've had three pallets in the bed, 2 pallets worth of work wheels unpacked inside, and 7 pallets on the small trailer, on this trailer, of work wheels at one point. That was our record. So yeah, this still does what it needs to do. It's still a very difficult thing to drive in the UK, being the width that it is and the modifications that I did to it. So it's massively lowered, obviously. It is frame notched at the back, and the work that we've done at the front to lower it has a hugely limited steering lock as well. So when you tow in with the big trailer, it is quite a challenge, to say the least. But still absolutely love this thing. And onto the E30 M3. This thing has seen a lot of action this year. I'm really, really happy with the progress that we've made with this car. Is, if you've not seen it before, an S65 V8. There you go, V8 powered, DCT, dual clutch transmission, swapped car. There you go, and yeah, it is an absolute weapon. It is everything that I'd hoped it would be when I came up with the concept for the build. It has been 5 years to get to this point since I started building it. A lot of people have been involved with it. A huge amount of work done by Craig at Dynatalk next door. Gaz on the way it looks, obviously, looks fantastic. One of my favourite looking cars again. And more recently to Gareth Howell from Howell Race Engineering, who's been getting to the bottom of the issues that we've had with the DCT gearbox. We're now running a HTG controller, and it is 95% there. It is fantastically quick. Was very reliable at the last track day that I did with it at Donington Park. Very quick, very happy with how quick it is and how much fun it is to drive. We've just got a final few tweaks on some throttle blip stuff. Basically, it wasn't blipping hard enough on downshift. But yeah, so there'll be plenty more on that in 2021, I imagine, because I'm really, really enjoying driving it. Of course, I've got many ideas of stuff that I want to improve on it. Aero being one of them, rear diffuser. I've got a new bumper for it. I've got a new genuine M3 bumper for it. And yeah, I'm thinking about whether I would do a fancy diffuser for it, something like that, and a flat underbody. But yeah, like I said before, I kind of don't need any more projects at the moment, sort of huge things to take on, especially when the car is actually working pretty damn well. So is that it for this side? Yep. Let's just creep past here. So on to one of the biggest ones for 2020, my V10 M3 that I bought back a couple of years ago. And basically Jay has been busting his ass trying to get this thing back together with the help of, again, Gaz at TJR Bodyworks, who's doing a phenomenal job with the paintwork. And not just the paintwork, but getting the rear wheels to fit how I want them. Let's point at the wheels when we talk about them. These are AC Schnitzer Type 2s, my favourite wheel. They were what was on the car before, but I've had to rebuild a new set of them. And yeah, we're just going for a super clean look on this. Very happy with how it's turned out. There is still months of work to do. And one of the big questions that people have regarding updates for this project is what's going on with the 10-1 headers. It was months and months ago, before we took it to the body shop, that we were discussing and showed sort of the scanning for an idea for a 10-into-1 manifold design, and we got a long way through that project, but unfortunately there was an issue at the end of it, which means that we've kind of had to pull back and start again, kind of not completely from scratch, but it has turned into, surprisingly, quite a bit of drama to actually get this working. We are still on the case, it is still happening, it's just there's more delays, so apologies about that. Again, before we move away from this, I really want to thank Jay for all of his hard work that he's put into this, along with Gaz as well. It literally is kind of the dream E46 M3 for me now. And it's finally doing the car justice, really, because when I originally bought it back, it was just to save it, really, from the scrapyard, because it was in a very dire state, as you've probably seen if you've seen the collection video. The original plan was to not get too carried away, do a couple of months of just tidying stuff up and getting it working again, and that didn't work out, because once we started digging into it and found a few issues with some of the stuff on the underside of the car and the condition that it was in, it's ended up being a complete full rebuild, and I got a little bit carried away with it. Yeah, I'll probably be running right into sort of springtime or on when this thing's finally running, because yeah, there's still absolutely loads to do. But rest assured, we'll do updates as and when we can. I know you guys love watching stuff on this and watching Jay do his thing on it. So yeah, we'll continue that theme into 2021. So, the Audi RS6. I don't talk about this car much, and lots of people ask for info on it, pictures on it, things like that. You probably only ever really see it when I'm towing the E30 with it, or I've towed the Porsche with it to shows. It's basically the perfect car for having a dog, having a baby, needing to tow, and being greedy and wanting something super fast. So it's a fantastic car, but the reason I don't really talk about it very much is because it attracts interest from the wrong type of people. I don't even really daily drive it that often because I don't like parking it at home. I had my house broken into twice for my M2 when I owned that car. I got rid of that car pretty much because of that, and also because it's a modern M car, turbo M car, my arse. So I ended up getting a car that's almost even more desirable to the bad people in this world. But I do really love it. The only thing that I'll possibly replace it with is a Panamera Turbo S Sport Turismo, but finding one in the right spec with a tow bar or tow preparation is a little bit more difficult than an RS6, because a lot of them came with tow prep, and I retrofitted the tow bar onto this myself, or had Audi do it anyway. It is, mostly standard. It's and I actually like to keep it that way. It is on some JR wheels that I've got at the moment, and my winter tyres. I like these because they're kind of OEM looking. The standard wheels on an RS6 are absolutely lovely, the 20-inch ones that I had. One of them is a little bit bent, so I needed to pull it off, and I thought I'd try a set of these JR wheels, and they seem really nice. Yeah. Other than that, it's stock, so not really a lot to show you. So the eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that I've been avoiding a certain part of the workshop that's kind of right there. And there's a reason for that. It's a very good reason. The GT1 inspired LP640 Murcielago that's been at TJR Bodyworks for more than a year is now back here in this building, and it looks absolutely incredible. Now, there's a reason I'm not showing you, and I'm really struggling with this because it's been back for quite a few days now, and it's actually been looking pretty complete for quite a long time. And I'm really struggling. I really want to show you what it looks like, because it looks absolutely incredible. But I promised myself that with this car, I'm going to do sort of a proper reveal with it. I'm going to do a really nicely filmed video and get a professional photographer and make sure that the release of this car is worthy of the amount of work that we've put into it. The current plan is that maybe in 3 or 4 weeks after filming this, we'll be ready. The car will be complete enough to at least sort of roll and visually look complete. I want to find somewhere, I'm not sure whether anybody can help us with this, I would really like to find somewhere that's a really cool place to film and video, we want something that's kind of like a white tiled floor, open warehouse, nothing in the background, something that's super clean looking, kind of NASA style, something like that. So if anybody has any ideas of anything that they could possibly help us out with regards to a venue for this car, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not looking to spend huge amounts of money on renting somewhere. I know that there's plenty of places that I could rent, sort of huge studios and warehouses and things like that. But yeah, believe it or not, money has become a little bit of an issue with this car. But yeah, please drop us a comment if you've got any ideas. I guess I should stop waffling and show you some of the details of the car. Let's have a look. That's enough. I'm not getting too carried away. Like I say, I'm absolutely dying to show you guys this because it is phenomenal. The work that Gaz has done is out of this world. It looks every bit as cool as I hoped it would be when I first decided to do this. It actually looks a little bit better than I expected, which is unbelievable. So yeah, that's about it really. Obviously everything that I referenced in walking around is pretty much covered by videos that we've done throughout the year. And I really want to thank you all for supporting us, supporting the channel, giving us likes, dropping subscriptions, and the positive comments. We have an overwhelmingly positive audience on YouTube, which is so unusual. I guess it's kind of testament to the passion that we have for cars here, and dumb ideas and whatnot. So yeah, I really want to thank everybody that supports us, and we'll continue to do this into 2021, because despite it being more hours in my week than you can possibly imagine to edit simple videos, the stuff that looks really super simple, sometimes those videos can take me 8 hours to edit, and that's not because I'm completely useless, because I've been doing this for quite some time now, but yeah, it's because I sort of want to get them right and sort of tell a little bit of a story really. We welcome ideas for any videos that you've got. If you've got any questions at all about anything to do with any of the cars, drop them in the comments, because I also spend quite a bit of time replying to them personally as well. So yeah, that about covers it. All I've got left to do is thank Jay for all of his efforts this year. It's been the first year that we've had him here almost full time. He's been invaluable in sort of getting on with my projects and moving stuff forward, and you know, him just being here gives me excuses to get carried away with more stuff, which is not necessarily good for me or my bank balance, but I guess it makes for interesting viewing, if nothing else. So huge thanks to Jay. Huge thanks to Craig next door for his dealing with our many can you justs. I also have to thank my staff in the real part of the business. We have 17 members of staff now at Driftworks. It is huger than we ever thought it would be, and the work that goes on behind the scenes with dispatch and customer service, purchasing is off the scale. We've been super busy this year, and yeah, I really want to thank everybody that works for me and welcome the new guys to the team as well. So yeah, thank you very much, and yeah, we'll see you in 2021. Cheers.
At Driftworks, we've helped over 50,000 happy customers since 2004. Our huge online parts store is simple to use, with superb shipping rates to anywhere in the world, and finance options available for UK customers. We live and breathe wheel fitment, so if you have any questions about your own car or any of our products before placing an order, please drop us an email at shop@driftworks.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.